everybody, Rivet Looker here. Today we are installing synthetic dreadlocks. Yay! Now, what you're gonna need some rubber bands. Make sure they are rubber, natural rubber, not those plastic kind of crappy ones, because they break. These guys don't, they stay put. You can get them from braid shops, Afro-Caribbean braid shops, and even horse supplies like dressage and all that. So they sell them there at those kinds of shops. You're gonna need a comb to part the hair. You're gonna need an assortment of hair clips because, well, like these ones are good because they can hold a lot of hair. These ones can hold a lot of hair as well, and these ones can just hold small amounts of hair. If you're installing single-ended dreads, you're gonna need a crochet hook to get the hair through the loop. You're also going to need a bunch of snacks and drinks. Got dinosaurs, got chips and Pepsi next. And you're also going to need a hard drive full of good video content. Whether it's legally sourced or not, that's at your discretion. I'm not going to say anymore. These are the dreads the client brought, and I will be filming this video with the lovely Jo. Say hello, Jo.
Hello.
This is Jo before, and these are the dreads she made. These are double-ended dreads, so I will be also demonstrating on how to install with a single looped dread, and I'll do that first. So off we go. Okay, we're gonna want nice, clean hair. You're gonna want to wash it with a clarifying shampoo, and if you can avoid it, don't use conditioner. Now, Jo here has very silky hair, so we're gonna have to braid really well just to get it not to slip out. Of course, if you got much more textured hair, the dreads will stay in quite a while. Silky hair, hit or miss. They may slip out, they may not slip out. So that just comes down to what your hair type is like. Now, I have parted Jo's hair at the bottom, and the gap is about, say, about an inch, just over an inch there. But you don't want to be putting like a ton of dreads in the bottom part of the head, because that will weigh it down. You won't have enough for the crown and the sides. So you want to have most of the how would I say it? Most of the volume concentrated in one area at the top and less at the bottom. So biggest sections at the bottom. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to just tilt your head forward just gently. I'm just going to split these guys into three sections. Just clip that out of the way, and we'll just get this one out of the way. Nice clean part. Now the best way to install dreads is probably the Brickwork Pattern, which is where you have alternating squares or rectangles. But I used to do a triangle method, but I found that you pack way more hair than one can handle, and you run out of dreads too quickly. Alright, once you have parted the hair, you're going to want to take one section. This one's a fairly large section. We're going to work with a fairly large section in this part, and we're going to install a single-ended dread. So I'm just going to split it down the middle evenly, so you have two even sides. Now, these are your two lengths of hair, and this will act as a third strand. The dread acts as a third strand in your braid, and that's how they are installed. So we're just going to slip the crochet hook through the loop of the dread, and this will help getting it onto the other strand. And I work this way, so I'm putting it on the left hand side, so like so. Now I'm going to take the left hand side and move it to the right, and pull the dread up to the root, as you can see. And I'm going to move the right side of the hair, watching out for any baby hairs, and I'm going to move it under. So you just basically cross them. Now I'm going to move that piece forward and over, and this piece under. And you're just going to repeat that process again, over, under, over, under. And what we're creating here is a blanket stitch braid, and just keep pulling it taut until you get to the bottom. And sometimes, yeah, it does let go. Just pull it back and just braid. This is the most, probably the most secure braid of all the braids. There's only two types. There's of course the normal just crossover, and then there's the blanket stitch. So I do prefer blanket stitch because it just keeps the dread in place. Now you've got about that much hair left. You can't really do much about it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just take an elastic and start tying it over that little piece of hair, and then I'm going to take the dread and take it through. And this is a lovely dread made by the wonderful Izzy Bow, and we're just going to install the single crochet dread just for variation. And there's one more, and just tie it around the dread as normal. Now you've got this pokey bit coming out here. All you have to do, take another elastic, wrap it around a little bit, and just tie it in place. Simple. Just wrap it and tie it. And you may use another elastic if need be, because I'm working with really strong hair that doesn't want to, it's not that malleable at the moment because it's dry. Also remember, only ever install dreads on dry hair because wet hair is too elastic. Now we've still got a few bits here, so we just want to make sure they do stay put. So just one more elastic, just for certainty. And this dread is very, very stiff and such, so I'm not hurting you, am I?
No.
Good. And there we have a blanket stitch braid. Pretty neat, huh? It's not the neatest because I'm constantly having to look back to the camera. But anyway, my battery is a bit low, so I'm gonna charge that, and we will be back installing the double-ended dreads. Okay, the battery has been charging for a little while, so we're back to braiding. Now, Jo has decided that she wants to remove the single-ended dread that's here, so I'll show you how to remove the dreads later. Now we're focusing on double-ended dread installation. So I've already split up her hair. As you can see, this brickwork pattern, it's just alternating squares of hair. So you got one here, and one in the middle there, and there will be one right above it. So it will look like a brick. So just going to part the hair there. Just need to remove the clip. Just going to part it right down the middle where the one on the bottom underneath it is. So basically we've got a little part there. I'm just going to zoom out a tiny bit just to show you. I'm just going to clip this bit out of the way, just to make sure we don't get any of that hair in. Alright, now we're going to just, as before, split this down the middle, and to put in the double-ended dread we're just going to pick up one. I think this one will do. Got a bit of my head there, so this pretty one here, what we're going to do is we're going to lay it with the middle part just in the middle where the split is. Going to take this and clip it just there, so the middle just keeps in line with the part. And we're just going to take the hair and wrap it around the dread, so from the left, because I braid on my right hand side. So I pull that over there and grab this hair and pull it underneath, and I just hold the hair taut, and then I grab this part. And so basically you're just going to want to plait it. This is your third strand, so just like a normal plait, except we are working a blanket stitch. Now of course this one is a lot neater than the other one I did. The other one was very chunky and very difficult to braid around, but we're getting somewhere here. And I'm making these, see, sometimes you do let it go, and if that was an accident, but if you do let it go, the dread doesn't fall out because you've just clipped it up here. And so we start again. Over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, and just keep a nice tension there. That will just ensure that the dread won't slip out and the hair is kept nice and taut around it. Anyway, when you can't do any more, just grab the two ends. There we go, and just tie around them just to put them together, and just tie it around the bottom of where you finished dreading. Just watch out for any baby hairs that have somehow like disappeared from the braid, but that happens all the time, so it doesn't matter. But just make sure you pull them out very gently, because when they snag, they really hurt. So just keep going, and just try not to whip your client's face with the end of the dread. And Joe's just laughing, but there you go, that's a neater blanket stitch braid, and that's how it should look. So once more, do one more double-ended dread. Grab a nice big brown one. So you're going to just split it down the middle, split the section down the middle, place, if you've got a wrappy one like this, and this one has just brown, always use the more natural coloured one, the more boring one to braid around. That way this side doesn't look so completely boring. Just all you have to do is just clip it. I clipped it up there, up the top originally, but we'll just adjust this. Oop. Yeah, my tripod isn't that great at panning and adjusting, so I've just got two strands here, and this is going to act like a third. So tight, and as you can see, this hair is actually a pretty good match for, well, Joe's hair is actually a pretty good match because she's actually a blonde for this dread. So it's pretty much spot on, I reckon. Just keep braiding. So it should look like a braid. Of course, if you're working with less hair, it'll look more like a proper blanket, but this one looks like a real braid. So let's keep going. I'm normally a lot faster, but especially on myself, actually. If you haven't checked it out, check out my speed braiding video. So just grab an elastic, tie off this little bit here, start tying where the braid finishes. Just one more. Remember, tuck in this bit and just wrap it around it. And because the hair is pretty good match, all you'll see is a bit of the elastic, but if you have brown elastic, it would be a lot better. And just undo this clip here, and voila, even sections, hopefully even. Yeah, it's pretty even. Got a little bit of hair there, but yeah, So we've got Brickwork, 3 here, 2 here, and 1 here. So that just makes sure that the dreads, when they fall into these little spaces, and ooh, I've got 2 dreads stuck together. Yeah, Connecalon snags on everything. So yeah, they just fall into these little grooves here and cover it up, and it looks like you've got a full head of dreads. And double enders are good too because they double the volume. And the brickwork method is actually much better for single-ended dreads than it is for double-ended dreads, because these, they usually sit like that instead of like that. So they'll be fine once the whole head is done. Anyway, I've just only got a couple more to do, and then we're going to take a break, and I will be back with more footage later on, and how to remove your dreadlocks. Okay, I've completed the install, and we did run out of dreads. If you would like to spin around and show everybody what it looks like from the front. Here's beautiful Jo. Now all I've done is just braided the front of her hair, and since we did run out of dreads, Jo will whip up a few more when she gets home and install them. It's a lot easier to install on yourself from the front than it is the back. And let's see the sides. As you can see, I'll show you the brickwork pattern. Now this is the front. The brickwork doesn't matter so much for the front, but we can just, our pattern is here. They just alternate. This section is in line with that section, and this section with that section. And up the top on the crown, yep, just there, I've got a little triangle section there, and that just makes it so that there is volume in that area. So anyway, we put in that 1 single-ended dread, and I'm going to show you how to remove your dreadlocks. So anyway, normally you would start from the top, but we want to get them down, so I've just got to go grab a couple of hair ties, and I'll be back. Okay, now that we've got the hair up, and we're going to remove that 1 dread there. So, you can see the brickwork pattern, and that just helps the dreads to actually sit. And you can actually see my braiding. It is pretty neat. It wasn't too good on that one, but I did an okay job there. So anyway, I'm going to show you how we're going to remove it. All you need is a pair of scissors. All you have to do, find the elastic. Well, let me just switch this over so I can see what I'm doing and make sure everything's on. So I've got everything in the screen. Okay, just grab the elastic, snip. And all you have to do is just throw this out. So find the other one. I remember we put 3 on these. Snip. Now after a few weeks of wear, these elastics may mat into your hair, so just be very careful when pulling them out, because you don't want to be cutting your hair. And also when you do remove them, you'll notice a lot of hair shed. That one's already snapped up, so just remove it. Elastics came out clean, because this is pretty new, so it doesn't really matter. And all you do is unbraid the hair, and yeah, hair will come out like this, but that happens to everyone. And it doesn't matter, because all you need to do is just comb it out very gently, each section. Make sure to work on the roots, because you'll have a lot of hair shed that had nowhere to go, and it will end up bulking up around here. And that's what starts dreadlocks, really, when the hair starts to mat up at the roots. So comb it out gently, give it a nice wash, maybe wash it twice, then put a lot of conditioner in, and your hair will just return back to normal. And that's how you remove a dread and install the rest. But as you can see, this install was really, yeah, I don't think Jo is excited looking like a munchkin kid, you know, with those that big twirl. Oh, she looks cute. Anyway, that's how you install dreads and remove them without any issues. The great thing about synthetic dreads is they're temporary. If you don't have the right hair texture, like me, my hair's thinner, so thin it would dread, but I would have basically nothing there in terms of dreadlocks. So I choose synth. They're pretty. They come in a multitude of colors, and if they're well made, they will last you a long time. So that's all. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for future videos. Please like, comment, and share with your friends if you like these videos. Anyway, thanks for watching again. Bye.